Today I wanted to talk about the Vajra Sutra and the illusion of reality, the non-existence of even the taught Dharma. The Vajra Sutra, also known as the Diamond Sutra, presents a profound paradox concerning the nature of teachings. The Buddha proclaims that while he imparts the Dharma, ultimately there is no absolute truth that can be conveyed through words. This assertion challenges the traditional understanding of knowledge, urging seekers to look beyond linguistic constructs to experience reality directly. This concept resonates with the Mahayana Buddhist view that the ultimate truth is beyond dualistic thinking. Words and symbols are mere representations, not reality itself. The teachings of the Buddha serve as fingers pointing to the moon. They guide practitioners towards enlightenment, but they are not the moon itself. Clinging to doctrines, scriptures, or philosophical systems as ultimate truth creates an attachment that hinders true understanding. From a Zen perspective, this aligns with the notion of sudden enlightenment, where realization transcends intellectual comprehension. The mind must be freed from its dependence on conceptual knowledge to directly perceive the world of existence. Thus, the Dharma, while seemingly taught, ultimately cannot be fully transmitted through discourse. Only personal experience and deep introspection can lead to an actual true awakening. So let's look at symbols as tools for liberation. Although the teachings of the Buddha exist within the realm of language, they function as expedient means rather than ultimate truths. In Buddhist philosophy, the concept of upaya, which is skillful means, highlights the adaptability of teachings to suit different levels of understanding. The Buddha tailored his instructions based on his audience, knowing that rigid doctrines could become obstacles to realization. This perspective finds a modern analogy in the concept of virtual reality. Just as video games or simulations can train individuals for real-world skills without being the real world themselves, Buddhist teachings serve as tools to guide individuals towards liberation. They provide a framework for understanding suffering, impermanence, and non-self, but they must eventually be discarded when the true insight actually dawns. In a similar vein, The Matrix, a film deeply inspired by philosophical and spiritual themes, presents a world where symbols and codes construct an illusion. The realization that one is trapped within a programmed reality parallels the Buddhist understanding of conditioned perception. Teachings like the constructs within the matrix are valuable only insofar as they help individuals transcend their illusions and break free of a carefully constructed reality. So, how is the matrix a metaphor for the conditioned mind? The illusion of power and control. The matrix portrays a world where powerful entities manipulate reality, creating the illusion of freedom while maintaining control over the masses. This mirrors the way in which the ego constructs a false sense of self, reinforcing attachments to wealth, status, and influence. Many individuals in positions of power believe that they control everything, yet their sense of self-worth is deeply tied to external circumstances. Buddhism teaches that true freedom comes not from acquiring more power, but from recognizing the impermanence of all things. The conditioned mind, much like the constructed reality in the Matrix, is a prison of beliefs, emotions, and perceptions. Breaking free requires a profound shift in awareness itself, one that dissolves the illusions of control and the actual thoughts of separation or separateness. So, how are the powerful enslaved? Paradoxically, those who wield the most influence are often the most enslaved by their desires. The fear of losing power, wealth, or reputation leads to an endless cycle of grasping and suffering. The Buddha observed that attachment, even to seemingly positive aspects of life, inevitably result in dissatisfaction. This is evident in figures throughout history who, despite immense wealth and authority, experience deep internal turmoil. The mind clings to its identity, fearing dissolution. However, by relinquishing attachment to external validation, one can attain genuine liberation. The true power lies not in control over others, but in mastery of the self. The Dhammapada on mental discipline and the true source of suffering. The Dhammapada, one of the most revered Buddhist texts, emphasizes that suffering arises from within. External conditions may trigger pain, but the mind's reaction determines the extent of the suffering. An undisciplined mind is likened to a wild horse, constantly leading one astray into anxiety, anger, and craving. Buddhist psychology asserts that our perceptions shape our reality. Two individuals experiencing the same event may interpret it differently based on their mental conditioning. By cultivating mindfulness and self awareness, one can break free from habitual reactions and discover inner peace. So, what is the threefold path to liberation? The Buddha provided a structured approach to liberation known as the threefold path: virtue, which is shila; concentration, which is samadhi; and wisdom, which is prajna. Each component is essential for overcoming the limitations of the ego and attaining true enlightenment. So let's look at virtue as a foundation for freedom. Living ethically creates a stable foundation for mental clarity. When individuals act with integrity, they experience less internal conflict, allowing for deeper self-awareness and personal growth. Ethical conduct involves refraining from harmful actions such as lying, stealing, cheating, causing harm. This moral discipline prevents the turbulence that arises from cycles of guilt and dishonesty. A virtuous life fosters trust and harmony within communities. In contrast, unethical behavior breeds chaos, both externally and internally. By committing to ethical principles, individuals cultivate an environment conducive to spiritual progress. So, what is the role of concentration and awareness? Concentration, samadhi, refers to the ability to maintain focused awareness in Buddhist practice. Meditation serves as a means of training the mind to remain present. The more one refines concentration, the greater the ability to observe thoughts and emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Meditation techniques such as mindfulness of breath and loving kindness practice help individuals detach from the ego's habitual narratives. Over time, this deepened awareness weakens the influence of conditioned thoughts, allowing for profound insights into the nature of reality. So it's at this point we look to the wisdom beyond illusion. Ultimately, wisdom, prajna, emerges not from intellectual analysis, but from direct experience. The realization of impermanence, the non-self, and the interdependence dismantles the illusion of separateness. This wisdom liberates individuals from suffering by aligning their perception with the true nature of existence. The teachings of the Vajra Sutra and the Dhammapada converge on the understanding that reality is not as it appears. Concepts, doctrines, and even deeply held beliefs must be relinquished to perceive the world as it truly is. Just as Neo in the Matrix awakens to the fabricated nature of his reality, the practitioner awakens to the illusory nature of the ego and its attachments. Our conclusion: awakening from the dream. The Vajra Sutra and the Matrix both illustrate the deceptive nature of reality as perceived by the conditioned mind. The Buddha's teachings remind us that ultimate truth cannot be grasped through words and language alone, but must be directly realized. The power structures, the identities, the attachments that seem so real are merely constructs that dissolve upon deep further inquiry. True liberation comes not from escaping the world, but from seeing through its illusions. By cultivating virtue, concentration, and wisdom, one steps beyond the confines of ego-driven suffering and awakens to the boundaries that are giving away as we realize that existence really has no limits. Like a dreamer realizing they are dreaming, the awakened being moves through life with clarity, compassion, and wisdom. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, this is a safe space. If you're returning, I love and appreciate you so much, and I'm glad that you're back. In the name of the Most High God, I wish you health, wealth, prosperity, and abundance. Blessings and protection. Signing off. Take care. Have a great day.